Hello friends, in this video we are going to see what are vectors. Any quantity with both magnitude and direction is called a vector. Okay, so now we are going to see how to represent the vectors. So let's write here representation. So it is represented by an arrowhead with the magnitude written over it, beside it. So suppose a particle moving due northeast with a velocity of 5 meter per second is represented by this. The in xy plane, suppose the coordinates of a point is 5, 4, then it is the position vector of it is represented as this with respect to the origin O. So these are the forms of representation of vectors. So now let us take a look at the representation of vectors in Cartesian coordinate system, and let us also see the importance of unit vectors. So what are unit vectors? Unit vectors are vectors which have a magnitude of 1. Unit vectors are needed to represent another vectors. So in Cartesian coordinate system, rectangular Cartesian system, we have rectangular Cartesian in rectangular Cartesian system we have 3 unit vectors: I cap, j cap and k cap. I cap points towards the positive x direction, j cap points towards the positive y direction, and k cap points towards the positive z direction. Now how to represent this vector in terms of rectangular Cartesian system unit vectors? So this can be written as 5i cap plus 4j cap, if we consider this to be the x-axis and this to be the y-axis. Okay, so that's about the rectangular Cartesian system. Now let us talk about spherical coordinates. In this system, the position vector can be written in terms of r, theta and phi. So let us see how. Let me draw the axis. This is the x-axis, this is the y-axis, and this is the z-axis. So let P be a point in this space, 3D space. This is r, the distance from the origin to P. This is O. This angle, the angle made by r with the z-axis, let this be theta. This angle is phi. So it is written in terms of r, theta and phi. The unit vectors are r cap, theta cap and phi cap. R cap points towards the radially outward direction that I am showing over here. Theta cap points towards this direction that I am showing, and phi cap points towards this direction. So that's about the representation of vectors. Now let us talk about dot product of two vectors. If we have two vectors v1 equal to a1 I cap plus a2 j cap plus a3 k cap and v2. Okay, one thing that I forgot to mention is that whenever you represent a vector, the vector is represented by its name and we have an arrow above it. Okay, so if v1 is a vector, then it is represented by this and this. So v2b b1 I cap plus b2 j cap plus b3 k cap, then v1 dot v2 is given by a1 b1 plus a2 b2 plus a3 b3. This is the algebraic sum of the product of the corresponding components of the two vectors. Okay, now we have a notion of magnitude of vector. So what is the magnitude of vector? We all know magnitude is a1 square plus a2 square plus a3 square, that is the square root of the sum of the squares of the components along the I vector, j vector and k vector, k cap. Okay, so it is the square root of the sum of the components, it is the square root of the sum of the squares of the components along the I cap, j cap and k cap. Now v2 mod is equals to square root of b1 square plus b2 square plus b3 square. Now we have one thing to mention that is very important in order to find the angle between two vectors, that is that I am writing in the box v1 dot v2 equal to mod v1 times mod v2 into cos theta, where theta is the angle between the two vectors, angle between two vectors v1 and v2. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Now let us solve for an example the angle between two vectors. Now one thing to mention before that is that dot product of two perpendicular vectors is 0, because v1 dot v2, notice one thing, that dot product is scalar. Okay, it is not vector, since this thing is scalar and this thing is scalar and this thing is also scalar, so dot product of two vectors is always a scalar. So let me write this down. Dot product is scalar. It is also commutative, that is v1 dot v2 equal to v2 dot v1. Now for two vectors that are mutually perpendicular to each other, the dot product is 0. So v1 dot v2 equal to 0 implies and is implied by v1 is perpendicular to v2. Okay, so we know that I, j and k cap, these are all mutually perpendicular to each other. So I dot j is equals to 0, j dot k is equals to 0 and k dot I is also equals to 0. Now why this is 0? This is because it is equals to mod v1 times mod v2 times cos of 90 degree. Now we all know cos of 90 degree is 0, so the entire thing becomes 0. Now how to find the angle, how to find the summation of two vectors? Let us see. Now let us assume that there are two vectors v1 and v2. Okay, and this is the theta, that is the angle in between them. Now the parallelogram law says that the summation of two vectors v1 and v2 is the diagonal of the parallelogram with the vertex common as that of v1 and v2 formed by extrapolating the vectors like this. So this is v1 and v2, v1 plus v2. Okay, so how to find the magnitude of v1 plus v2? Now we have all learned about dot product, so let's apply that. Now we all know v1. Now before that, let me say one thing. A1 be a vector, then a1 dot a1 is equals to mod a1 times mod a1 into cos of angle between a1 and a1, which is 0. So it is equals to mod a1 square. This is important. So v1 plus v2 dot v1 plus v2 is equals to v1 dot v1 plus v1 dot v2 plus v2 dot v1 plus v2 dot v2. You can do this in terms of when you are doing scalar product, that is dot product, you can do this. So now we all know v1 plus v2 dot v1 plus v2 is mod v1 plus v2 whole square, as we have seen right over here. Okay, so let us write this as mod v1 plus v2 whole square is equals to, now v1 dot v1 is mod v1 square, mod v1 square. Now v2 dot v2 is mod v2 square, so mod v2 square plus v1 dot v2 is equals to v2 dot v1. So we can write this as 2 v1 dot v2, which is the same thing. Okay, now this can be written as mod v1 square plus mod v2 square plus 2 mod v1 v2 into cos theta, where theta is the angle that is shown over here, that is the angle of the two initial vectors. So mod of v1 plus v2 is given as this positive square root of this entire thing, that is v1 square plus mod of v2 square plus twice of mod of v1 plus mod of v2 to cos theta. So I hope that this derivation is very clear. So now how to find the angle of the resultant vector with the initial vectors? So let this angle be phi. Okay, so this horizontal distance, now we all know the magnitude of v1 plus v2, right? So this distance is mod of v1 plus v2 sin phi times sin phi, and this distance is mod of v1 plus v2 into cos phi. Okay, so this is sin phi. This is mod of v1 plus v2 cos phi. Okay, now one thing that I have to say is that this sin phi, this is equals to, now let me draw this in a better way. According to the parallelogram law, this is the phi that we are just looking for. Okay, now what is this distance? This is mod v1 times this theta, so sin theta, and this distance is mod v1 cos theta plus v2, mod of v2. So tan of this phi is equals to this by this, so we can write tan of phi is equals to mod v1 sin theta by mod v2 plus mod v1 cos theta. So that's the formula of the angle of the resultant vector with the initial vectors. So that's it from this video. In the next video we are going to see about cross product. So thank you. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel, and that's all. Goodbye.